Testing, testing.
There it is. What happened?
Okay, I just want to. I want to illustrate exactly what the just happened on my end. It's weird because I'm obviously busy like typing things out, and of course I'm hearing you through the headphones. All of a sudden I stop hearing you from the headphones and I hear you from my TV. I was like, that's
So you weren't the only one that was confused. I was also confused. I was like,
What
all of a
just-
sudden I just started seeing your lips move and no sound. I was like, uh-oh.
okay.
I remember that.
So welcome everyone to My Hero Academia manga stream. It is chapter 314 today.
Correct.
But for some reason, despite us doing this like every week, I'm a little hazy on details of what happened last time. So, Mark, there's something that we always do just to make sure this scenario could be mediated. And what would that be?
Recap episode!
Recap episode, everyone. Let's look at take a look back on chapter 313. We got
you wanna shit a screen?
Yeah, let's do that. Recapping from what we left off from, it's All Might. He's relatively okay. He's just Tokyo drifting right now.
Hercules.
Yeah, it's called the Hercules. His ride. So no more Batmobile.
My whip.
My whip is here. My whip is gone.
Fuck.
Because he literally ejects himself out with a briefcase.
I wonder what's in that briefcase.
I know, right? We might see what happens or not, actually. But
Where Kristoff was like, I bet there's gonna be an Iron Man suit in it. And I was like, if there is, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Iron Man 2 cutscene of him at the racetracks.
That'd be fucking badass. Iron Might.
The Iron Might. Oh my god.
Actually sounds kind of badass, not even go cap.
He just becomes Batman.
Do you bleed? You will. Do you bleed? You will.
But it's super cool because like these two dudes who literally jumped his car, did not expect him to pop out, but they're like, oh hey, that's All Might. Wait, we can take him. Like he look at him. And then so
he said, stand aside.
He just gives the presence.
That aura.
I'm surprised I don't see like the sign for the intimidation.
Roll for intimidation.
But in any case, we only get like a short bit of that one. I'm glad they gave us like an idea of like what's happening on All Might's side. It'd be a shame if like something like major actually happened to him. But we have Deku. He's currently fighting with Lady Nagant.
The fact that he kicked a bullet.
He kicked a bullet. Dude, that Fort's quirk is coming in real candy here.
Metal shoes.
Otherwise, he would have had like a hair bullet up his butt.
Oh.
But it was only a mere decoy as she shot another he like around like above him, it would seem. Could have done some curvature. Yep. But there's a bit
making my way downtown. Blah.
Walking fast. Pace is fast, I'm homebound.
Pace is fast. Finna shoot your ass and I'm homebound.
With my Glock, your ass finna get shot.
Fucking love that song.
But this is a cool cool couple panels here of Lady Nagant actually using airwalk here. And she's just kind of like, I guess from Deku's point of view, she's just kind of looking to the side and it's like, shoo!
Making my way downtown.
So Deku realizes this, like, oh, she's catching up to him. She's actually like mobile now. So he's like, ah, screw this. Let's use 6. Full blast.
Smoke screen.
And so he's talking to the predecessors at this time. And he's like, okay, I need some time to really think about what I need to do for my next move. All right. So here he is. He's building up kinetic energy. That's what he's doing when he's like hopping up and down in place. He hasn't used the thirds at all up until this point, but it's revealed in
like, hold up. I know what you're doing. You stop that right now.
But Deku has to improvise in this case, so he's unveiling in this chapter third quirk, which is called Fajian, which is understandably it
actually,
could be
it's
a confusing quirk to pick up like firsthand for some people, but
it's actually a real life technique in Chinese martial arts.
which is super cool.
Mhm.
So the fact that like there's a quirk for that kind of like is more amplifying.
Yeah, it's basically a bit. It's basically imagine if like so a good thing to compare it to would be Bruce Lee's 1 inch punch.
Yes.
Like that, it's like at the last second you put in fuck ton of force and it amplifies the strength of your blow thousandfold essentially.
Hmm.
Basically adds in all the force at the point of impact, making your strike a lot greater.
Hmm. So now we have actually hold on, give me 1 second. Gonna double check on the stream real quick, and then I think we should be okay. I just noticed that like I got hair strands like popping on the back. Like, ugh, I hate that so much.
Oh,
Contain it. Okay, we should be okay. Back to the manga. So, Lady Nagant, cool that she even makes a scope for herself too.
I know it does have a scope. That's an interesting looking scope, by the way.
Yeah, just kind of it just literally protrudes out and like reaches like eye length from that distance.
It looks like the 007 thing, like where it like zooms in.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I can only imagine like a little person walking in the frame.
That's what I'm saying. Dun, 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 dun.
But in the midst of the smoke screen now, Deku actually utilizes the Black Whip to create decoys, which oh my god, Lady Nagant literally like shot almost 3 things simultaneously.
Dude, I just imagine a one sound like a single bullet going off and how quickly she shot all 3 of those.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, what? They're all decoys, and all of a sudden you just see Deku popping up from the building.
Man just freaking shot through a skyscraper. Keep that in mind.
Ridiculous. And it feels like yeah, like
Got her by her arm.
it was so contained too. You'd think that maybe the skyscraper would just be leveled at this point, but he just found like
Must
the
have been like
best point.
minimal structural damage.
Yeah. Good on him. He still remembers to do that. But he's like, too bad, I'm not in the smoke. And that's
Gotta
it.
give you the smoke.
But yeah, so now we're gonna jump into chapter 314. The Lovely Lady Nagant, as the title is called. We resume immediately like upon Deku grasping Lady Nagant's non-rifle arm. Let's see. Deku's thinking right now. My smoke screen won't. Is Cody okay?
Yeah, he's good. It's just my sister's here, so he just sees him.
Oh,
Her.
okay. Got it. My smoke screen won't spread very far in the rain, so she should have been able to instantly react to my scattered decoys. She took the bait, and now I got her. And now the Lady Nagant saying, he's even faster now. What was the little punk up to while hiding in the smoke? I guess I'll go ahead and read this other bit too. Let's see. Here comes Deku with more lines. The best way to handle a sniper is to get close. I'm gonna make you tell me everything you know about All for One. And she's like, oh? Do you think you've won?
You see that? Bro, she just freaking gut checked him with a sniper rifle.
That's crazy. I'm not spilling anything. She really did. So, what happens is that she reverted her arm back and then turned it back into a rifle. So, crazy shit. This reminds me of like this. It's not really crazy. It's not like groundbreaking, but it's a moment in Kingdom Hearts, actually, of all things, where I think it was it's actually a fair bit of everyone who does it, but when they're pinned down and they're not able to swing their keyblade like upright towards the enemy, all they do is just take it back and revert it back, but it's a reverse grip.
Exactly.
And it's like, wow, why didn't we think of this?
Why did we never think of this before? And we see in the next panel, we see that Izuku's like, oh, as a lady's just saying like the safety commission taught me everything I know. and we see that he actually, while he was hit by the rifle, he did manage to dodge the gunshot right after it,
Holy shit.
which takes incredible speed.
Considering
Then
like how
why are
fast
you working?
Yeah, considering how fast she's able to reload and fire again.
It's to dodge a bullet at that range. It's point blank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Then we see Izuku. Then why work for All for One? You know he's plotting to take over everything, right? So why? I know you used to be a hero.
Damn. Okay. I guess this is her talking for a little bit, but it's like I just see pitch
Did
darkness.
this one too?
Did you want? Yeah, actually,
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess we'll do the 2 pages each.
Okay.
All you're seeing. Let's say all you're seeing is that.
Phony.
Hold on. It was clear. Now it's not. Give me a second. All right. You read the top. You read the top 2. Then I'll take the rest.
Oh, okay. Let's see. All you're seeing is that phony sense of order they manufactured. No wonder people tinged by can't understand the truth. It's like tinged.
Damn it! I had her right where I wanted her, but the third was right. My parallel core processes are all screwed up. Whoa! As he just dodges another bullet from behind him. From behind.
All right. Here's like you got speaking through like one of her speakers here. I was exhausted. As Deku takes another shot.
These panels are fucking good. Horikoshi went in on this art right here, dude. Holy shit.
After so much killing, it was all to preserve our sham society. Like, he's dodging all the shots at this point. Ooh. Damn, this looks so good.
We're getting a backstory.
Yeah. So, this panel is specifically cool because it's just like, well, actually, what do you call that part of the gun? Jesus Christ.
That's the barrel.
Thank you.
No problem.
Say there was a group
It's
plot.
like the muzzle and the barrel, basically.
Yeah, I was thinking nozzle. I was like, it ain't a hose.
Nah,
Like,
it's a muzzle.
say there was a group plotting acts of terrorism against heroes, or hero team colliding with a gang of villains while gaining fame and fortune. When you have people like that, people capable of shaking the bedrock of our society, law and order won't cut it. They have to disappear along with their crimes. The Safety Commission gave me those classified missions. All right, Mark?
Oh yeah. Can you just read the very top part? That's all I need.
Okay. Once upon a time, vigilantes played the roles of heroes and won the people's trust. In turn, the country made sure they kept doing their part.
At the end of the day, trust in heroes is the foundation of superpowered society. And me, I was a cog set in place to keep the system running nice and smooth. A system with 2 sides to it, a front and a back. We see this guy freaking out. Like there's like another guy in the back who's dead. Looks like
Absolutely
the
dead.
briefcase was dropped. And I think that guy who dropped the briefcase just died.
Mm-hmm.
You see this guy? Wait, no, we haven't done anything yet. We only started talking about.
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit.
I told you it's rough. Top part again.
Oh, okay. It's a crazy panel of Lady Nagant, like in her hero costume.
Covered in blood.
Because she's doing a lot of dirty work. A system that needed both sides to maintain itself. So I obeyed.
I complied. I did my duty. Lady, can we shake your hand? All these kids are like, lady. For you guys, sure, a special treat. And this panel right here spoke to me, like in terms of like when I saw it, I was like, I get what Horikoshi's trying to convey. I was like, dude, that's probably that's like the roughest part right there. That's like why a lot of like former military like wouldn't say that they're heroes.
Yeah.
That's because that's the guilt they have to live with.
That's true. I was I was looking at that panel too, and it did remind me of like Kakashi. Actually, he had the same
It
situation.
won't come off.
Yeah, he actually kind of lost it for a little bit after like Obito and Rin's death. Specifically Rin, because he was the one who
Oh,
had
yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, he had to do that was he unfortunately, he had to be the one who got his hands dirty there.
Yeah. And here he is and Lady Nagant both trying to, do what they need to do while still like keeping sane.
And you see,
Uh
like, she goes to shake the kid's hands, and all she sees on her hand is the blood of the people that she's killed.
mhm.
She just immediately just takes her hand back. You gonna read?
I thought you were wait.
I was
Oh
just
yeah.
describing the
Oh
scene.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Um the kids are saying like we're huge fans, shake our hands. He keeps going. The system's so fragile it made my head spin. We have another panel of her just kind of like I guess in her apartment, just kind of looking out, just kind of unsure, exhausted, she says. A phony sham. As she just kind of starts to develop like so her guilt that she's been feeling is now starting to help. I wouldn't say help, but it's reworking how she's seeing everything. As we get another panel of her like walking in this like very lone room with another dude who's saying, these two, they've been inciting ordinary civilians to commit crimes before hunting down those freshly minted criminals and collecting rewards. But now these bad Apple heroes are about to go missing. Essentially, like missing, quote unquote.
Yeah, make him disappear.
Lady Nagant says, "Is killing them really gonna improve society?" And oh,
A fair question.
fair question, right? Because and this dude who's giving her all the information
Yeah, he's the
just
commissioner of the Public Safety Commission.
mm, just he just looks at her.
Heh.
Should I let you read the other
Yeah,
ones?
no, you can do that. Like, cause
Okay.
like your first one was short.
Okay, yeah. Lady Gon says, making people believe everything's puppies and rainbows. Isn't that any better? Is that any better than brainwashing? You just
That's a very fair point.
very fair point. Nagan, it's all necessary. Someone must preserve the hope and the faith that the front-facing heroes have built up. I'm sure you're quite aware that this isn't a job you can simply walk away from.
You
Eh,
see that? It looked like he was about to pull a gun out of his vest.
right, but she's
And
faster.
that's yep.
President, you're a strong one. As she like whips out her rifle.
Because she's like, she knew then it was her or him at that point.
Damn. I guess
I
you
got
could read
this.
these two now.
Yeah. You
Let me know.
killed the president of the safety commission at that time? That never made the news. What did this say? They
Like,
what is it? It's like
they claimed you killed another hero during during an argument.
yep. Even the safety commission had to keep the illusion. Internal disputes, mutiny. No way. That wasn't for the public to know. You really are that ignorant, huh? The superpowered society is a gilded daydream seen through rose-colored glasses, but it's paper thin, a fragile illusion. Say you bring back the status quo, then what? History will just repeat itself. Let's see here. Top part.
Um, the public gets to stargaze at the bright and shiny side, while the dark truth gnaws away at someone
That's
else.
somebody else inside.
And that's her.
Yeah. She was just like Izuku, dude. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
At least a future ruled over by All for One will be a hell of a lot more transparent. That's fucking, eesh.
Yeah.
I say like she's cap, like a bit much on that. Like I feel like she's saying that mostly because of her state of mind right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it's also because of what she's had to go through.
Deku seems to pinpoint her over there. The fifth pinpoint focus.
That close up. She's
I
like,
I, I like that. She says, this kid, he analyzed my moves based on my shot trajectories. Just barely missed her. But also, it probably did on purpose. Maybe I was ignorant. But I'm starting to see things clearly. He's fast. As we see another panel of like Deku seeing things that just happened just recently. From Shigaraki being awoken, or all for Shiggy, seeing civilians fight, seeing that one lady from previous chapters, just in fear because she's just trying to find shelter.
is that Dobby?
There's Dobby right there, which plays a big role in all this, of how things can be like so well hidden in plain sight. It's not all black and white. Most things in this world are shades of gray.
Which is facts.
A blend of fear and anger. Swept their pain under the rug, with maggots crawling out. Damn, dude.
So it's such a good panel where he says, it's not all black and white. Most things in the world are in shades of gray. It's so true. Like, I feel like that is so necessary for a hero mindset, is to realize that. Which is exactly why I've got to extend a helping hand. And that's like true hero right there, bro.
Mm.
That phony education's done wonders for you. Even in midair, he dodged to protect his joints from taking damage. He's focused on reading my patterns and evading. Fine. Then how about one more thing to think about? That's a meme. Look at Izuku's face. You done yet? Gotta go. Gotta get to the boss. Kisaki?
That's so funny.
You done yet?
So, it's kind of funny because like, obviously, Deku's like looking out because like this dude is literally just shouting.
You done yet?
Because it's funny because for the most part, like he's just been saying like, I gotta get to the boss, I gotta get to the boss, and he sometimes not even like verbally saying it. He's just like reaching out to Lady Nagant, and she's like, all right, we'll do this once I'm done. But to clarify, it looks like Lady Nagant's actually pointing a rifle, which is obviously drawing Deku's attention. As he looks over, there's the dude just right there.
There's Overhaul. There's Chisaki. He's just like, you done yet?
But in this case, it looks like Lady Nagant's actually going to use Chisaki
As bait.
as the bait.
Basically like, hey, can you focus on me and him?
Yeah. Can you save him? Will you save him?
And this is why I said, like before, it's one more tally up for My Hero in terms of well-written female characters. I do feel like Lady Nagant is well-written.
I think she's really been through like some of the worst of it too.
Yeah, like I was wondering what made her change, and I did consider this, like, what if she changed because of being betrayed? Because we saw that all she did was ask questions, and then we saw that he was going to threaten her life.
Yeah. And it's really unfortunate because like she obviously has had the inspirations to become a hero.
She had all the stuff become a hero, but she had to. But here's the thing: she was what we would call. I mean, she's what we would call an anti-hero,
mhm.
but she wasn't able to, per se, handle it. Like, she handled it for a while, but eventually it became too much for her to handle.
Yeah. Because she was just like so well gifted that eventually she was scouted out specifically for this task to silence anyone who falls in between heroes and villains. Especially when they transition over.
She was said to take out a terrorist cell,
Yeah,
like, before they'd even done anything.
this is true.
even when they tried to surrender before they'd done anything, he's like, "Wait, we didn't even do anything yet. We were just talking about doing it."
Yeah. And unfortunately, even with that, she still has to continue on like with the hero business. So that didn't help any better. I would say that like
Yeah.
if she focused solely on like acts of like doing these assassinations, then maybe she could just stay within that mindset and it'd relatively be okay. But she grew up inspiring to be a hero, and so she's still doing that while also doing like a lot of like dirty work too.
Well, that and they showed her the positive sides. They never told her like, so like, we can make you into a hero for the Public Safety Commission, all that. You'll still be a hero. You get to be, and she's like all that bright, happy sunshine and everything. But it's like they didn't remind her that her job is going to be really dark.
Yeah,
Like her job is a sniper. A
right.
sniper is a sniper is a long range fighter who you're there to take down a target. You're there to put someone down.
Mhm. And I'm just
Like it
thinking
is not.
like,
It's not a job that anybody can do.
hmm. Also I want
You
to
have to have a
imagine
particular mindset.
at the age of 4, this little girl created like a rifle in her arm.
You're just a pea shooter.
I wonder, maybe it works like that. Yeah, I won't question it.
Like maybe it grew as she grew.
That's true. At least it requires her hair, so that was the next part of like the puzzle.
Interesting part of the quirk is the fact that her hair works like epoxy putty.
Yeah, that's super cool. I kind of want to know more about that development, but obviously that's gonna have to be a tale for a different time because it's now.
I'm just glad we got more of her backstory because her backstory is actually rather interesting.
I like it a lot because it's not just like, oh, I'm just an assassin turned hero, and there's like no real like ground up for
Like
that.
you get why she changed. You understand it.
And it makes sense because even though like she is obviously like we're focusing on the new generation of heroes, but she's kind of like part of the old world.
Yeah,
Um,
she's essentially she's like Hawks.
yeah. Well, actually, yeah, yeah, no, exactly like Hawks. Actually, both of them
Yeah,
like
except
extremely gifted in what they're doing.
yeah, and Hawks, but Hawks has just been able to handle it better.
Yeah. Do you think? Do you think it's simply because of the fact that Hawks had like a terrible childhood growing up that he knew how to like kind of handle that? Like he's seen already bad things and was inspired specifically by heroes. In this case, she was reached out by the safety commission. It looks like personally to be developed into a hero. Granted, Hawks has kind of like been through the same thing, but it's like
Yeah, the commission had a big part in him becoming a hero as well.
yeah, because like him like living the life he had was kind of negative, and safety commission was just like another way for him and like his mom to just have a way out.
Yeah,
But
but like I mean, Endeavor was also there as well.
that's true. And maybe Lady Nagant never really had like a Pacific hero to idolize and follow their ideals, because otherwise she probably lived a pretty decent life growing up. And then the safety commission reached out to her about like, because like that looks like a middle school like uniform, so she never
Yeah,
probably
so she was really young.
probably never even went to like an academy. It was just like, all right, we're gonna personally train you to do all this stuff,
We're personally gonna make you into a fucking soldier.
right? Because we see our classmates from class 1A, right? And they learn all these different things as far as like handling their quirk, knowing what they need to do, like when they actually go out in the field, learn work studies. And I think that's helped shape them all into like becoming heroes that can be trusted with the next generation. But for Lady Nagant, it's completely different. It's a specialized type of thing that only she can really do. And
Yeah, and I mean, just the moment she questioned orders was the moment
they're ready.
that they were prepared to take down one of their strongest assets, which just showed you how serious the Public Safety Commission is upon keeping that image.
That's true. And so the reason that she's following All for One, like in this case, is simply because, like, well, she she really is like an anti-hero in this case. She wants there to be more transparency in like what is being shown, because she personally was affected by it.
And I totally understand what she means. Like, I think that she does have a fair point. I think that, honestly, in society, we should be more transparent. anything that we can be transparent with, we should be. I fully agree with her on that.
I feel that for Deku to talk no jutsu her, he would need to like make a lot of compromise, not a lot of compromises, but just like really like talk her through like that thought process to tell her that like he fully understand. Well, obviously he's been doing that. Like the fact that like everything he's seen, and granted, this is all because of life experience these past like couple weeks, months, even. He's
Yeah,
seen like really ugly things.
yeah.
In,
He's had to figure out that not everything is black and white. You know, he's had to figure out that there's gray area.
in the past, all he had to worry about was being bullied by Bakugo, and even like when he became a hero, or at least went to the Hero Society, or sorry, Academy, he still had like this overall optimism until a lot of the bad things, a lot of the League of Villains started happening. And of course,
And
it just
he had to learn how to adapt. He had to learn how to keep that mindset while also still moving forward.
yeah. And the more recent stuff, like from I would say his first like hero study with like Night Eye, just like really opened his eyes to a lot of like dark things that happen that don't really get like surfaced.
Yeah,
And
because the
all
Hero Society wants to keep that the hunky dory public image.
right, and that's understandable too, because obviously that causes panic. And
Yeah, but it's also I think another thing that can cause panic is because you never tell them the truth. So of course,
when it does
when
come
you actually
out,
you're either going to panic.
people are gonna start panicking. So I really do hope, because Lady Nagant seems like someone who could really be a great ally, but also could be the right person to kind of bring commentary and to analyze things that are happening in the current world that she could actually have some really decent input on because of her backstory.
Oh, absolutely, I think that Lady Nagant could easily still turn herself around right now. But I feel like the only person that really could turn her around right now, if not Izuku, there's only one other person I feel that could.
Who would that be?
Probably Hawks.
That's gonna be interesting because
Hawks is the only other person that we know of currently that actually understands completely how she feels.
this is true. I was just thinking that
Like
like
Hawks has had to get his hands dirty. Was also brought in by the commission. Like Hawks is the only other person that I feel like could actually personally relate to her.
that's fair. Hank probably is the only person right now who can save Chisaki from this shot.
No, Hawks,
You done yet?
are you done yet? It's like Cell, are you done?
The funny thing is that there's no exclamation point, so it looks like he, even though he's shouting, it can be like also analyzed as him just gently talking from a distance. So when you
Are
actually
you
try hearing
done
it
yet?
from, so when you actually think about them from a distance, hearing this person from afar, and if he isn't shouting, it's just, "Are you done yet? I gotta get to the
Are you
punch."
done yet?
Chisaki.
Want to go to the balls? Chisaki?
And damn, from that distance, he actually, I guess he had to hear the voice at that point, because otherwise, how in the world can you see this boy from afar in the rain at
There's no
night?
way that he's not. There's no way, but when he realizes that it's Izuku, that he's not going to have a reaction.
That's true.
Like I
He
feel like
might.
Chisaki's got to have something to say.
I was honestly thinking that like at the end it would literally just be like kind of a standoff in which like there's Shisaki and the Lady Gant's like right next to him, and then there's Deku who's confronting them with the questions. But now
Like
it's
because I mean,
split focus, yeah.
even with their past, I don't think Chisaki has much of a reason to be angry with Izuku per se. Even though yes, Izuku did kind of take him down. But
Yeah.
like I said, I feel like towards the end, Chisaki did kind of realize he fucked up.
I think he just simply realized he lost, but he couldn't really like collectively think about what happened. Moreover, the fact that this dude with hands walked up to him and literally took both.
But I was just thinking that because like thinking back on like all the boss taught him and everything and all that, like it just seemed like he realized, fuck.
Yeah, and the fact is that like he if anything, he was always loyal to his boss to a fault where he
That's the whole
finally,
reason he did anything that he did.
yeah, where he started imposing like his own beliefs and what should be done for the Yakuza. So now you're just left with a dude who like literally lost pretty much everything. Like he lost
Even
Eri,
his hands.
yeah, even his hands, the very things that help him create things and make him valuable in his own mindset. So he's got to be dealing with that too. So I'm curious as to if Deku will have an opportunity to talk to Chisaki at this point, or moreover, I guess like how will Lady Nagan, like if we can have her like change her ways and when.
I mean, like I said, for the two, even with Chisaki and Lady Nagant, I feel like right now they both could very well end up becoming the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, I think that might be a situation, but of course I'm not sure like how they're gonna deal with that, like as far as the public, because of course now we have to think about like how we do things. We want to do it properly, but of course we might be working with Lady Nagant and Jisaki, or both inmates. So
Yakuza and former hero.
yeah, like even now they're like Deku and his crew now are kind of like they're still working like in the public eye, but they're also kind of like hush hush about what they're actually doing.
And I mean, like with Chisaki as well, like I feel like that's one of the people that Izuku could practice getting to know why they went down the path that they did.
That's true. Deku's been about that habit now.
And I mean, I feel like with Chisaki, we have seen the reason, but it was all for his boss. His boss was like a father to him. He just wanted to give back to him, like because he believed the boss saved him, and that's where I'm like, I mean, so for Chisaki, it was more Eri. What it wasn't as much personal with Eri as much as it was an ends to a mean,
Yeah.
and then a mean or like or basically the means to an end or ends to a mean, basically.
No. God. So wait, next chapter is June 6th, right? That's literally just a week. Jeez. And this was a really good chapter. I love how dark it was as far as unveiling Lane Nagant's past, because now
I just liked how like really it did show that her past you can honestly understand why she went down the path that she went, and understandably so why she has her choices.
right. And it's to a point where it's like I think Deku does a good job in kind of being like the opposite side of like what the viewers might say as far as like addressing some things about like Lane Nagant's like philosophy here. And the fact that like, like I've seen the dark stuff, so this is why Deck is gonna do this, and based on the story setup, is for him to become like the hero, like the number one.
The perfect example of what a hero should be,
But
because because he's also realizing, when people, even the villains, like they became villains for a reason, and
yeah,
if he can figure out why that is, he can prevent a lot more. He can prevent a lot more villains from happening. He can
yeah.
prevent a lot more of these disasters by preventing them from becoming villains.
I think that's also a really good thing for Deku to go and pursue instead of just always winning and always like rescuing. Well, actually, in
Preventing.
preventing too. Actually, no, he actually is doing more rescue, just not what you would expect. So I
Yeah,
mean,
not nearly as not what you'd expect, at least.
yeah. So I really do hope that like Deku can actually inspire like change like for both like Lady Nagant and Chisaki just by like
Yeah,
just having a talk about it. I mean, granted, Lady Nagant's kind of in the heat of battle right now, so she's not really like listening to this.
yeah, and I always felt like Chisaki was like remember when they first introduced Chisaki. I was like, I felt before that his character seemed too interesting just to be a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember before, when he was first introduced, I was actually really interested in Chisaki in terms of his motives, and his especially his quirk.
I think the writers do a good job just kind of making all these characters very interesting as far as like if anything like the paths they take and how it changes them. because I remember when
Oh, yeah.
Shigaraki was like first introduced as like a villain. Granted, I only like saw the anime of it, so I only saw it by that like perspective. But he just seemed like a run of the mill like second rate villain, and we've seen him change over time, and
Become way
now
more complicated.
he's become much more complicated and he's much more of a threat. And I mean, granted, right
And
now he's under.
you do, even as when you see him as a child, you feel bad for the guy. It's like, man, his life fucking sucked.
But a lot of other villains felt the same way too. Um, who's the magnet dude?
Oh, Magna.
Magna. And oh yeah, she also had like the pronoun for she, but Magna was also pretty complicated too, because I remember when she was talking in the park with that other person, and I forget exactly what their conversation was, but it was kind of just like a heart to heart conversation in which.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just like just talking.
Right. And honestly, all the villains had like a background that was super complicated as to why they're doing this instead of like becoming like the role model superhero. Um, Weiss being a very tragic character too for that. So it's
And then we
rough.
also end up, but it's also like we had a lot of the stuff in the story started changing when Stain came around.
That's true too. Dane was a pretty complicated character too because he did see. I mean, he kind of, if anything, like the philosophies of all these villains that we see kind of stem to him too.
With Stain, it's like it's that meme, he's out of line, but he's kind of right.
Yeah, that line. But he's right.
It's like don't get me wrong, Stain is crazy, but at the same time, there's
Bit of logic.
method and logic in his madness.
Hmm.
It's like you can't say he's completely wrong.
Yeah. Was there anything else we wanted to discuss about the chapter specifically, though? Oh, excuse me.
We've said all we need to say.
I think so too. So, I guess in that case, next chapter it's gonna be 3:15, June 6th. So, we're coming back in here again at 11 a.m. Pacific time, to do our live reading discussion on that one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one as usual. Things just got a little bit more
Same.
complicated now. Because now Deck has to provide that example of like a fight to win rescue as well.
Yeah, because now he's actually got a. It's like, oh shit, Chisaki, get down.
Damn, dude. Deku's just like
That
16.
panel right there, like when she points the rifle, his fucking face.
Yeah. I mean, he has speed right now. But, oh my god. So, I mean, poor Deku, 16 to 17 years old, and he's like, he has to literally carry all of this under his shoulder.
I know. Dude, they went in on these panels in this one because there's a lot of ones that are like mid motion.
I love the mid motion one. The one where, like, yeah, he shoots out, like, the fits,
Over there.
and she's like,
She's like, huh?
huh?
Sponge guard.
Queef, SpongeBar, and SpongeGar.
Shut the fuck up.
No, just Queef. I've been thinking about that like this morning. But yeah, all right. We'll call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time for My Heroes chapter 3:15. Whatchamacalls it? Sunday Fight Night tonight with Dragon Ball Fighters at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Wait. Yes. All right. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Hashtag bye, everyone.
Bye. Later, guys.